I mean, like the music path was never something that my dad thought was like visible to do and to earn like a realistic living in Malaysia. He would sometimes, be asking me things like, music, what do you do? Are you gonna sit by the roadside with like a box or something? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Welcome to our Tutti podcast, and thank you for being our guest. And I know you for quite some time already, I guess, like...
Since 2015.
Oh, you can remember so well. It's about 10 years already, no? 9
years already.
Coming to 9 years, oh. Wow. Okay, you have come a long way in music, I know, because I've been following your progress all the time. You are one of the most highly sought after musician, and as well as educator.
It's a small circle.
Yeah, I don't know how big is the circle, but your name is always there in terms of these two areas. So that's why it's wonderful to have you here, because you are the one who definitely can share us some information, how you all begin, how you begin, and then what do you do, and then how do you come to this line of work. Maybe for the younger one to get to know you more, and maybe they also can follow your footsteps, no? When you were young that time, right? How do you already imagine yourself being in music line?
Well, I did start my musical training quite young, but actually, it's like I want to, but somehow there is this stigma, right, about like Asian parents not being so encouraging towards their kids becoming like musicians or like performer or singer. It's always just doctor, engineer, lawyer, that kind of thing, right? So that is the stereotypical environment that I grew up in as well. But I do remember when I was like 7, and then we had to write like, what is your cita-cita? Like, what is your... What do you aspire to become when you grow up? And then in that column I wrote in Bahasa Malaysia, I wrote like ahli music or something like that. As if I knew what it means, right? But like, I kind of thought like it's a cool thing to do. And I do like always love music from young, and I grew up, my mom kind of loved to like put me in front of the TV, and then I've been watching like Disney cartoons for like hundreds of times on the video cassette tape. Yeah, my era we still have video cassette tape so
Okay.
That was kind of like my starting point, I guess, my interest in music.
I see. Ahli music, huh?
Yeah.
Ahli music, but
Whatever that means, right?
whatever that means. Okay, so but might be the picture might be a cartoonish.
Yeah. But then I quickly, to save myself, the second option I put like doctor or something.
Oh, second option. Nah, I remember during the time when you were about to go for master, I remember that your parent at the beginning opposed you to pursue into music education.
Yes.
So right,
Yes.
in degree and in the master as well.
Yes.
Am I correct? Am I right?
I mean, like the music path was never something that my dad thought was like visible to do and to earn like a realistic living in Malaysia. He would sometimes, be asking me things like, music, what do you do? Are you gonna sit by the roadside with like a box or something? Like, yeah. And then me in my teens, I was kind of pretty rebellious as well. So I would be trying to argue or debate my way out of that without actually knowing whether is it possible? Can I really support myself as a musician if I really do go on that journey? But one thing I was very sure of was that that was like my sole passion. I had like a lot of interest, but music was the one that kind of stayed with me throughout my whole like schooling life as well, like joining school bands and orchestras and just having a lot of that experience. So they at first, yes, the opposition was very, very strong. Like we had our
Both a father and mother as well?
my mom actually not so much lah, but my dad wasn't. But he was, of course, you know, dad and
What is your dad doing at that time?
my dad's a remiser. So he's
Remiser.
a big finance guy lah. And then my route was supposed to be to kind of study hard and earn a scholarship and then maybe study medicine. You know, a lot of my classmates are now currently doctors and dentists and lawyers. Yeah.
At that time, do you feel pressure or not?
Yes,
Like-
yes, of course.
You feel pressure from your circle of friends and also from parents.
Yeah, you can say that. Although, from what I remember, I wasn't too upset about like me wanting to pursue something different from my friends. Like I wasn't too worried about that because like when I think about the lifestyle that when you grow up to become a doctor you will have, right? I just felt like I'm not cut out to be living that kind of lifestyle, you know, that kind of high stress, and it's a lot of hard work.
True.
Yeah, and I think it's not like cut out for everyone to become
It's not for
that.
everyone.
Yeah. So, and then I really wanted to, maybe I'm like an idealist of some sort. I just thought I really wanted to earn money. When I grow up, I want to earn money doing what I love. I don't want to hate my job. I don't want to be like sitting in some office and then hating my job. So that's kind of where I thought, you know, if I love something so much, I hope that I can have that opportunity to pursue it. But my dad was particularly very, very stubborn about not letting me do it. So in the end, it amounted to me applying for it anyways, and then came down to KL from Penang to audition. Yeah, I still remember I like packed my cello and I packed my luggage, and then I just took a train down to KL to audition on my own.
It is pretty dramatic. I never heard this
It
before.
is. It is pretty dramatic, and it was a night train. And then they sent me to the train station, but you know the whole atmosphere is still a bit like
Like,
not happy.
why?
Yeah, and then my dad said like, if you don't have a scholarship, you just don't need to think about doing this at all, you know. So he's still against the idea. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, pretty opposed. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Like it's like watching, you know,
Those family
drama,
soap drama. Yeah.
K-drama.
Yeah, that was how it was for quite an amount of time lah. Maybe 2 years. For my dad, he's a pretty interesting character lah. Like I've actually ever since I started taking like music classes, like when I started my cello lessons, he's also kind of every single time we go to lesson or every single time I go to a orchestra rehearsal or something, he will still be nagging about it and say, you know, I should be spending less time on this extracurricular activities and be spending more time on my studies instead. And so in a way it's always like that, but when it came to choosing my tertiary education, then it was even more intense lah, the opposition. But I mean, even though he opposed, but he still let me do it. He still let me go, right? So in a way, yeah.
Maybe that is some form of love language from
Yeah.
your character. His character is something like that, maybe.
It
That's his way.
took a while. So I really did get an opportunity to audition again for the scholarship. So I came down a second time to do like a scholarship interview, and then just praying that I will get it. So in the end, yes, thank God, everything worked out, and yeah, and then I came down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So you are consider when I get to know you that time, right? You're still fresh from Penang. Consider
2015. Actually,
it's like a year or so in KL already.
It's my third year already. It's my third year already. So it would be, I did a year of foundation in music, and then that should be my second year of uni. Second year of my bachelor's degree.
Wow. So it's so much of hardship. Because some people will think that is something like unnecessary how to say pressure, you know, because studying whatever subject that you need to study, right, is already hard enough, and then somehow you have to, you know, endure something more from the family.
I mean, when I do remember,
really
like when you go into that audition interview place, then every kid has their parents with them, and then I was the only one there without my parents. So I did feel a bit sour about that, but I think it all played out for a reason, for a good reason. It made me wanted to prove myself harder, I guess.
Maybe. That is a good point.
I think so, because like
toughen you up.
Yeah, my old cello teacher, he once told me that he thinks that I'm the type of person who I won't cherish things that come too easily to me.
Okay.
So he made that observation about me, which I think he is quite right about.
Okay.
Yeah. So when things is something that is like tried very hard to, or put in a lot of effort to gain, then I will treasure it more in a way. So maybe that's what kind of became a driving force as well.
So you are considered that pretty tough inside. The tough one. How much benefit or impact that music education has given to you?
The primary thing about music education, I think a lot of people think, what can you study, right? Is music, what do you do? Like, what are the subjects involved and all that? But I think music education actually is a pretty comprehensive thing. You study history, you study theory, you learn listening skills, you learn ensemble skills, how to work with other people. And then all in all, I think you're learning about love and empathy. Like how to be a better human being. To become a better human being, you need to have very good listening skills. You need to be able to be able to mix around with other people, work together to create a piece of work, right? So there's a lot of soft skills involved as well that I think is very important to bring into like your adulthood and your working life. So, but music education, what it comprises is not just performance, but also there are a lot of other aspects that we have to master.
Just now, what you said just now, like learning about empathy, learning about listening, is sort of like what people learn in psychology.
In a way,
for being a counselor, you know, in the future, so they learn how to listen to people, something like that.
Because like music, we as musicians, we have to have this active listening, right, all the time.
Yeah.
When you're, let's say you're making music with someone other than yourself, you also have to be actively listening to that person. And it's like you're conversing between these two instruments or three instruments or like a whole orchestra. So that, in a way, it's kind of building that skill of like listening and active listening.
Okay, pretty cool. So, and then definitely your music education bring you to a certain height in your music career, right?
I wish to think that, or I do
Does it?
wish that my career is gonna be like a gradually, you know, moving like this, rather than. So I don't know if I am at my peak yet, but I hope not.
Definitely not. Sky's the limit, you know, Sophia.
Yeah. So I think, but it does help to have that piece of paper. A lot of people say, oh, you know, it's just a piece of paper. You don't really need it to be a good musician. I agree. But it does give you a start, a good start, a better start.
A good start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say if you are seeking a a teaching job, or if you are wishing to do music production, like, you know, you just have to have the qualification to show that, oh, I've been through this training, I've been through this, I have this knowledge. So it's still essential in that sense.
Still essential, right? Because this is very debatable, because a lot of people who are out there who are in the music career. For instance, I have a friend right now. He's a singer. He doesn't learn music at all.
Yeah, a lot of my friends too.
Yeah. Then it's just happened to be in the music, and then that's it.
Yeah. Lucky for him, he's got the
lucky
talent.
For him, huh?
And then he managed to meet the right people, make the right connections.
But it also depends on which area that you are in, because music career has many areas.
Yes.
Some, for example, like education, you cannot be an educator if you don't have the academic, right?
Yes.
So for them, they definitely cannot be the educator. Yeah. So they can only do what they can, what they are good at. For example, if they are singer, then they only can do the singing, lor. They cannot venture into some other area, lor.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not to say it's impossible, but it's going to be harder, much harder.
Right? So which area that you are into, like music, in the music career circle? And I definitely know that you perform a lot as a vocalist, as a cellist.
And I teach a lot.
Yes, and you teach.
Yes. So that's my main things
that's
going
your
on
main,
now.
right?
But well, once in a while, I also do some like session jobs. So I'm also recording instrument or recording voice for various
commercial,
projects.
for things
Either
like
commercial
that, right?
or like other people's albums or
That is
singles.
good,
Yeah, and apart from that, sometimes it's like bigger shows where I am in like in a musician pit.
Like with
TV
a group of musicians, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and then well, in my spare time, I try to write songs as well. Yeah, so I'm currently kind of also experimenting with that, like music, writing and mixing and mastering and.
So basically, you're like very, very occupied, right?
I wouldn't. I try to keep myself occupied, I guess.
Occupied with like work, music related work, at least, right?
Yes. I think we need that versatility to. One is like it's fun. You don't just do one thing, and you don't just do one thing, right?
Yeah.
So, music. I think a lot of fellow musicians also is the same. Like our portfolio will be a bit of this, a bit of that, like piece together to make up.
That's the thing that, like, I think general people, they don't see, because they only see the one who are in front of the camera. They don't see people who are behind the scene, who is making that sound, who is making that music. They don't see it.
It's a bit like how like famous actors in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We take Bradley Cooper for example. Like he started out as an actor. And then slowly, as you mature in this industry and you mature as an artist, right? You want to create something, right? And slowly, he moved into like directing.
Yeah.
So now he become like a actor / director and producer, and
yeah.
So it's a bit like that as well for musicians, I guess. If you have the desire to do a lot of things.
Yes, like you say, during the end credit, there's a long list of people who working behind the scene. That those people are very important.
Yeah.
Without them, things won't happen. The whole movie won't be there.
Exactly, and
so
then
things same to music, right?
And then there's so many branches, like from performing to teaching to like production and even like sound, audio tech, all the gadgets that we are using. So many different aspects.
That's right. Yeah, somebody have to do the guitar, the drum. Do you have any like challenges in music career, and how do you face those challenges?
Right now, I think the challenges that I am facing is just it's nothing super dramatic. It's just how you balance your life, I guess. Like how you balance between doing jobs that bring you money and doing jobs that or doing things that you're passionate about and it's something that you artistically want to pursue. I think it's about that balance and also about pushing yourself further to see how much more you can improve as a musician, as a creator, and also learning a lot of other skills like self-promotion, marketing. I don't think these are my fortes because I am the type of person who like cringe at when I see myself doing also all this kind of like, but it's something that we have to learn to do, I think. Like this generation, especially the younger generation, they know how to do this very well.
Very well.
So that is kind of a challenge.
It's just natural. They're born with it. They're born with a camera in front of them.
So that is also something because my personality is not like that, I guess.
Do you worry about job irregularity, that kind of thing? Because some of my musician friends, sometimes they in some point of time they don't have much job, and then they start to worry and they start to look for other options, and then when they got job back again, and then they straight away jump into that and then forget about our previous conversation.
Yeah, I mean we all have to deal
have that
with
kind of thing or not?
Our own life, right? But for me, I guess my I'm kind of stubborn in a way that I just want to do music and nothing else. So no side things other than music related things at the moment. But yes, the irregularity part is already part of our life, right, as musicians. So you just embrace it. It's become more of like a package thing. So I feel like we don't have to worry about that because you worry or not, it's still like
it's
that,
still
right? It's just a matter of fact. It's gonna be irregular. But I think if you have very positive outlook on it and you're always like thinking positively, like the jobs will come. They will come. And then if you just focus on yourself, work on yourself, believe in yourself,
believe in yourself,
things will come. Good things will come.
Nice. How do you how's your daddy think of you right now at this moment of time?
Actually, by the time I graduate from my bachelor's degree, things are already taking a better turn. Like he's finally seeing that, okay, I'm working. At first, when he knows that I started singing in KL, he was also kind of not so happy about it. Because
he doesn't like it. Oh, okay.
Like in Mandarin, we say like 抛头露面.
抛头露面. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they are conservative like that.
Oh, very conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but eventually when he sees that, okay, Sophia is able to take care of herself and support herself through this, and then, things are better. And plus, because I started working while I was still studying, right? So that helped. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
you were already blended into the scene.
Yeah, so I tried to start early, and it was circumstantial, but it also is also a good thing that I started early.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. So I really hope to see more of you.
Thank you.
More of you in many ways. Maybe something like your own song, your own composition, your own single or album, that kind of thing, because that is something new from you, that would be right. No? Are you working on that currently?
With songwriting, right, like I actually started writing my songs when I was like about 12, 13, and I just haven't had the guts to release anything. So it's like you're always constantly thinking it's not good enough, so I don't put it out there. So then years go by and then you realize, it's I haven't released anything.
Yeah, it's still there, huh?
So I've written some new songs, and this time I'm thinking, there's no such thing as perfection, and we're always evolving.
Yeah.
So it's gonna become, my mentality has shifted to it becoming something like a musical diary of some sort.
Yeah.
And I feel like
better idea.
And in Malaysia, even though it seems like the whole crowd, the whole Malaysian music scene is not really that active or that into local originals yet, but I know that it's time. It's time to like stop being afraid of like criticism or like thinking that it's not good enough, and time to start creating things and putting it out there to
Criticism.
express. Yeah.
Criticism can be good, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then there's. I don't think there's a perfect song,
Yeah.
right? It's
There
just
are
that.
good songs.
Oh,
There are good and bad songs, but I guess there's no such thing as a perfect song.
yeah,
And
it's just that. Yeah, like you said, it captured the current moment, current state of mind, current emotion.
yes.
At this time, then
Yeah.
maybe 5 years later, when you listen back, hey, that is,
Yeah.
that's how am I?
And I also don't know like how many people are actually gonna listen to the music when I actually put it out. But to me, I think as long as the music is sincere and it comes from like my heart, and if it whoever listens to it, I hope like people who can resonate with it will resonate with it.
I think it will. Judging from your YouTube, some of your songs already have like
Those
tens
covers.
of thousands of listeners. Those covers,
Yeah, the strange thing is like the cover that got the most view is the oldest song. Like I did a cover of Que Sera Sera.
That's the one.
That's
That's
the
one I
one.
like most.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know why.
weird. It's
Yeah, and yet you play guitar. Nobody know that you play guitar, but you play.
a little bit. Like I
Yeah.
won't call myself a guitarist, but
Yeah.
it's just for fun, tinkling around.
It's very cool. It's very cool. Sometimes it can be so simple and yet so good, right? I think that's the one that I like most, honestly.
Yeah. So I'm also excited to see what I can try to
Yeah.
push out. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope to see more
Thank
from you.
you.
Yeah, and if I request you to give a piece of advice to the young one, not too young, maybe adolescent, to the
Okay.
young one who thinking about pursuing into music study and music career. So can you like offer a piece of good advice for them?
I think it's very important that before you make the decision, you search your heart and ask yourself why you want to do this.
Or look inward.
And because that philosophy, I think it's what will carry you through whether you persevere or not, whether you feel lost in the middle. If you do feel lost in the middle, which most of us will at some point of time, then you can look back to that philosophy and ask yourself, why did I choose this in the first place? So I think that is something that I think young people should have. Like, take a look inward. What is your motivation of doing this? Do you really, really love this? Are you going to persevere, in this area? Because it's definitely still a niche thing to do in Malaysia in terms of career, right? Like,
Because choosing career, that kind of things, right? Also comes with a lot of external noise, external opinion.
definitely,
Like
yes.
Papa say one thing, Gong Gong say one thing,
Yes.
Daddy say one thing.
Yes.
Your friend do this thing, and then your boyfriend do another thing. So maybe it pulls you off your own course.
yeah.
Right, what you say is really, really true. That you look inward and then see for yourself what do you like most.
Yeah.
Don't let be other external force.
And believe in that.
to pull
believe
you
in
off.
that instinct. Believe in that like gut instinct.
Awesome piece of good advice. Huh?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining the podcast, and I hope that this your information can help a lot of people. Thank you very much, Sophia.
Thank you.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will